Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. We have to freak out about the new Batman teaser that just dropped for the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. We got our first full look at the new Batman suit, and that song that's playing on that teaser trailer is actually the Batman theme song from the movie. It'll be way bigger in the actual movie, and obviously the main theme song will be a little bit different, but that is actual theme music that will appear during the Batman movie that Michael Giacchino composed specially for this teaser trailer. He even posted about it on Twitter, like, yes, this is my music that you're hearing on this. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the Batman and DC videos. There's going to be a bunch of Easter eggs. They're in the middle of shooting the movie right now, so we'll think of some fun Batman-themed giveaway to do on all my Batman videos. We'll just start with breaking down the suit, then I'll talk about what's going on with the rest of the movie, because they have been shooting for a little while now. The reason why they dropped this teaser trailer, or why Matt Reeves dropped it, is one, to get people hyped up, but also probably because they're going to be filming outdoors with it, so all the paparazzi are probably going to be taking pictures of him running around in the suit shortly, and they wanted to release an official version of this that looked really nice and had some special music on it, rather than have everyone find out from the janky potato quality pics from cell phones. So biggest thing first, we got to talk about how Arkham this looks. So if you played any of the Arkham games, this looks like a little more toned down version, maybe Arkham Origins, not Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight is like full suit of armor. This isn't quite that. They haven't officially confirmed what time period this takes place during because they're very nebulous with Batman series. Like, a lot of this is inspired by some aspects of Batman the Animated Series, and during that series, they try to be very ambiguous about what the year was. Like, he has a lot of modern technology, but a lot of the cars look like they're old-timey, so I think it's going to be a little like that during the Robert Pattinson Batman trilogy. They kind of did that with the Michael Keaton version of Batman too, where some of it looks kind of old-timey, but some of it looks kind of modern. The suit itself is obviously a big departure from the Ben Affleck versions of his costume. It actually looks closer to the one from Batman v Superman, where it's a little more cloth and leathery looking than full-blown suit of armor from something like Justice League. And if it wasn't clear, this is not meant to be a prequel to Justice League. This is like its whole own separate thing. It's sort of envisioned and created, developed off in its own little bubble of continuity, but I think there's the opportunity that other movies could cross over with it in the future in success. For the most part, though, this is set during a different time period, so it's not connected to, say, like Birds of Prey, which just dropped in theaters, or Aquaman, or any of the other movies that are happening right now, especially Wonder Woman 1984. You can see that the cowl looks like it sits on top of his head, like he can pull it right off. It looks way more leathery. You can actually see the stitch lines in the bottom of it there. And look at the thin mouth line. Doesn't this remind you of the jaw line and the cowl line from Batman the Animated Series? The suit itself obviously looks a little bit more like the Arkham Origins suit. The way they're talking about the movie is it's a little bit more of a detective noir thriller, which obviously I think is in keeping with the tone of the music. So the music was written recently. Michael Giacchino said that he's been working on it with Matt Reeves for the past year. They've just been talking about what this new Batman trilogy is going to be. So they've been developing this for a long time. It's not like they threw this together at the last minute. And Robert Pattinson even said that he'd worn the Batsuit a long time ago. Like, they developed a suit once they were pretty sure that he was gonna be the guy. The really big Easter egg you may have noticed is actually the logo itself. So it does kind of look a little bit like the Arkham symbol, but it's not tech that's made out of if you brighten the picture a little bit because it is really dark. His Batman symbol is actually made from the gun that was used to kill his parents. Look, it's two different gun pieces broken in half made to form the bat symbol. How hardcore is that? Turning the thing that was used to kill your parents into your symbol of fear. You don't get a great look at the rest of the suit. I'm sure once he's out on set running around, we'll get a much better look at it. So like I said, there'll be a lot of janky cell phone pics flying around in the next couple of weeks, I'm sure. Zoe Kravitz also said that she had worn the Catwoman suit. We don't know what that looks like, but hopefully they'll do a version of this kind of teaser trailer for that whenever she's seen on set. If you didn't see my other Batman videos that I posted for the new movie in the last couple of months, it's basically going to be a version of Long Halloween with some changes from the comic book. One of the best Batman stories of all time, so a pretty safe bet. There were some aspects of Long Halloween that they actually adapted for Michael Keaton's Batman movies. Going down the list of the major cast members, Andy Serkis is playing their Alfred Pennyworth, probably going to be a hardcore version of Alfred. Colin Farrell is going to be their Penguin. He was seen running around with the white hair. They had to explain that's not what the Penguin is going to look like. He was just walking around with regular white hair because he felt like it. The Penguin in the movie will look very different. Zoe Kravitz is going to be their Selena Kyle Catwoman. Like I said, she cut her hair short, so she's going to look a little bit like this version of Catwoman, but we don't know what the Catwoman suit is going to look like yet. John Turturro is playing Carmine Falcone, obviously a big character during Batman the Long Halloween. Paul Dano is going to be their Edward Nashton version of the Riddler. If you're confused about the Edward Nygma and Edward Nashton was his original name in the comics. Eventually, he adopted the name Edward Nygma Enigma, but he started out as Edward Nashton, so it's a little more real-world feeling than the Edward Nygma name. Obviously going to be a very different version of the Riddler than Jim Carrey's Riddler. Jeffrey Wright is going to be playing James Gordon as Detective Gordon because this isn't a retelling of the Batman origin story, but he is like a Batman Year 1, Batman Year 2, 3 version of the character, so Gordon has not yet become Commissioner Gordon yet. There's another actor, Alex Ferns, who's playing Commissioner Pete Savage. He was the commissioner before Gordon, so R.I.P. him. You kind of see where that one's headed. Then Peter Skarsgård is going to be playing District Attorney Gil Coulson. And as far as we know, those are the major Batman villains. There may be a couple other smaller ones that they announced during the course of the film, but if you're disappointed that certain characters didn't make the first film, like you're wondering what's going on with the Joker during this timeline, if it's going to be this new continuity, I think the idea is that through the other films in the trilogy, we'll meet those other big Batman villains. One of the core things about Batman The Long Halloween is that he's solving this big murder mystery. He's going around town questioning all of his rogues gallery of villains, so he runs across all of them at some point. There was a big interview that Robert Pattinson did about the Batman character, how he felt about him, why he chose to become the new version of the Batman at this big film festival. This is that clip.
I really like Matt Reeves and his setup for it. I mean, it's an interesting direction. I don't think it's something from the comics which hasn't been really explored yet. I mean, you can do quite a lot with it. Yeah, I mean, like Batman was really the only kind of superhero who I really had any kind of connection with when I was growing up. I mean, and really, yeah, from the Tim Burton ones. I mean, I just kind of was obsessed when I was a kid.
Where were you when you learned that you were going to be cast as the next Batman?
I think my first day with Chris Nolan, which is pretty insane. Things change very quickly sometimes.
He was actually working with Christopher Nolan on the Tenet movie. They've only just started promoting that when he found out that he was going to be cast as the next Batman. So Christopher Nolan did give him some pointers about doing Batman-related stuff in these new movies. I think the really important takeaway from that is that he does respect the character. He grew up being this huge Batman fan. Who isn't a Batman fan when they're a little kid? A lot of people grow up on Batman. I think most modern Batman fans, especially the ones that are middle-aged or younger, grew up on Batman the Animated Series. And speaking of that, in terms of vibe, even though we're talking about a long Halloween type of story, a lot of people make comparisons to the look and feel and tone of the movie as Batman Mask of the Phantasm, which is one of the best Batman movies of all time. It just happens to be animated, so go out and watch it if you haven't seen it yet. I'm sure people are going to be asking Ben Affleck what he thinks about all this now. He'll probably be forced to give some sort of interview. I feel kind of bad for him. Hopefully people won't harass him too much. People have already asked Christian Bale, though, because he was out promoting his Ford v Ferrari film when they were also interviewing Robert Pattinson about this. So Christian Bale is actually really excited about this new Batman stuff. He wished Robert Pattinson well. He was actually a total dude about it. It was great. If you haven't been keeping up with Robert Pattinson after he left those Twilight movies, he actually does a lot of really good work. He is a pretty good actor. I think the problem is that most younger fans just only know him from that Twilight stuff. So just forget about all that stuff. Eventually, they'll drop a much bigger trailer later this year. Probably around December is when we'll see the first really, really big Batman trailer. So hopefully that'll just help erase all that earlier stuff from fans' minds. It's been a long time since he's been in a franchise this big. But everyone just post your reactions in the comments below, and what'll happen is I'll just keep doing Batman videos for the movie as we get big reveals, big announcements, or any teaser trailers or looks at people's costumes. Right now, I'm just really excited to see what the other villains are going to look like and that Catwoman suit. But I'm a big fan of Matt Reeves. I think he has a really interesting spin on the Batman character, so I'm just really excited to see what the rest of this looks like and a full official look at the Batman suit, because this is really just part of it. If you spotted any other big Easter eggs during this teaser trailer that I didn't mention in the video, just write them below in the comments. Everyone click here for my other Batman teaser for the Riddler character that I did a little while ago, and click here for my brand new Avengers Infinity Saga deleted scenes. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. This is The Way.